On this week's Tuesday Talk, we're talking about lost arts, calligraphy, handmade cards, and handwritten holiday greetings, why they have gone by the wayside, and how we can bring them back. Welcome our Tuesday Talk guest, Edie Smith. She's the owner and designer of Inspirations Greeting Cards, and also calligrapher Janine Macklin. Ladies, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Lost arts, why is it that you think these aren't as popular these days?
Well, I think that just mailing a letter in general is more like snail mail.
Right.
And so people just want to send an email. But I love calligraphy, and I love to just send my friends personal messages. I
think it adds a special touch. Now, obviously, it takes a lot more time to write a letter or even a note in calligraphy. And Janine, I remember, I think it was last year I volunteered at your school, and I should probably say Janine is dressed for Christmas festivities because you work at Urban Pathways, and today is Christmas
Pajama Day.
Christmas Pajama Day.
Yes.
So she was so gracious to agree to come in. But you wrote my note, the thank you note, for coming in calligraphy. And you may not remember, but I called you to thank you because I thought this was so beautifully done. And I remember that note, so I was so appreciative of that. Was this hard to do? How did you get into calligraphy?
I'm actually self-taught, so I think maybe 20 years ago, my husband and I, we really like stationery.
Okay.
And I wanted to do something different.
Yes.
So I just kind of bought a book, and I just took my time, and eventually you know, practice makes permanent. So now I can, you know, write letters without looking at anything.
And I imagine that people really appreciate that. I know for your students, sometimes you write, you have to see some name badges for them and some certificates and awards, and you use calligraphy for that.
I do.
What do they say? What's the response?
Well, they're really happy. Those are from the tutoring program that's on Saturdays, and I just felt like I wanted to do their name tags in calligraphy because, you know, you're here on a Saturday, but why not be fabulous?
Right.
And they're always amazed at if someone new is there and there's no name tag, and I can just
Can you do it really quickly?
Yeah, I can do.
Can you work on one now?
Sure.
Perfect. And so while you're doing that, we'll talk to Mrs. Smith. Thank you so much. Now, you do handmade cards. How did you get into that, and why?
Handmade greeting cards. This is kind of my post-retirement hobby. And greeting cards are such a way that you can kind of give yourself away. It's such a personal touch.
Yes.
So that unique cards actually can become a unique experience once the person receives it.
And do you think it's worth it, the extra touch of making a card for someone or getting a handmade card as opposed to just something that you can, you know, click and buy or something you pick up really quick from just your local store?
It is definitely worth it because the individual who receives it, of course, they will know that it's a handmade card.
Yes.
And also that experience that the person that gave it to them, the fact that they took the time to create something special for them, that unique experience become a keepsake. So that's why these type of cards, handmade cards, usually become keepsakes for people.
Your cards are very elaborate and very elegant. How long does it take you to make one of these cards?
Well, depending on the different, if I use paper or sometimes whatever the embellishments are, but I can make a card from anywhere from a half an hour to an hour, depending on the detailed work. I have various labels, cardstock, different paper products. That makes the difference.
Wonderful. And do you find that people are getting into that they want to have, you know, things that are written in calligraphy or a handmade card? Have you found that?
Handmade products are really becoming so much more popular now. Since I've been doing this, I've been going to various vending shows.
Yes.
And one of the largest growing entrepreneurships of people doing handmade crafts, because people appreciate that more and they like the quality, the texture.
Yes.
So it is a big business, handmade products now.
So hopefully lost arts aren't so lost. And I can just say in those like 30 seconds or 1 minute, Janine actually wrote my name in calligraphy, which I love. Thank you so much. And ladies, thanks to both of you, to Edie Smith of Inspirations Greeting Cards and to calligrapher Janine Macklin for joining us for today's Tuesday Talk segment.